to that on how it does seem like, well, the Republican Party is a bit biased when it comes to who can F around and have wives and shit.
At least 6 months to a year before you make her your girlfriend. You need to vet her out.
There's some bitches out there. They're not good. They're using, they're lying, they're cheating, they're stealing.
Let's try something new tonight and let's get into a little bit of dating.
Scandalous.
Women are terrible people. Absolutely fucking terrible people when they have the leverage in relationship. It's the man that's got to have the power.
And I ain't gonna lie. Now, look, guys, excuse me, but that is a banger bar, though. Women can be terrible people when they have the leverage.
I want the guy to be like, bitch, I could replace you anytime, but I'm choosing not to.
So let's move to picking up chicks.
Sure.
If we got a bunch of fools watching this and they want to pick up the ladies, what is your take on that?
Well, I think the number one thing men need to know in modern society is most women simply don't like most men. And we live in what I call a deregulated sexual marketplace. And what that effectively means is women have the ability, people can hook up with whoever they want. Right. There's no regulation to it whatsoever. But what ends up happening when you have a deregulated sexual marketplace is the women control the mating practice, essentially. And thanks to feminism, women earn more money than they did before. Women have more education than they ever had before. So what ends up happening with women is they typically want a man that's better than them. So as they acquire more status, more money, more resources, they want a guy that not only matches that, but typically has more. On average, I think about 56% more money women want their guy to make. So if you make 100K, she wants you to make. If she makes 100K, she wants 156K. So the problem is that a lot of guys are not rising up to this. And they're not taking care of themselves. They don't have this provider mindset. A lot of guys think that, let's just have an egalitarian 50-50 partnership. And I think that's one of the biggest lies that we tell men. And that's come through feminism. I think feminism has created a lot of problems. It's created the degradation of the nuclear family, which has led to the degradation of society.
Honestly, I think it's created a lot of these crazy liberal women and just women in general. I mean, look, back in my day, I never really seen so many women act for men to kiss their ass. In every way, shape, and form, it kind of just sounds like most women just want an ass kisser. And that's not a real man. I'll be here to tell you that right now. A real man is not kissing your ass.
What do you personally believe when it comes to taking care of a female?
I think men should pay all the bills. I don't think women should work. I mean, if it were up to me, I don't think women should even vote. I think we need to repeal the 19th Amendment. I think women need to focus more on family. I could go into why. Yeah, see, now you see why they call me far right? But yeah, I'm very. Why
shouldn't they vote though?
Yeah, why? Okay, so they shouldn't vote because selective service. So women don't have to enter into the selective service. And for your international viewers or people that might not be familiar, or maybe the females that are watching, the selective service, when you're 18 years old in the United States as a man, you have to enroll in the selective service. If you don't, what ends up happening is you can't get a federal loan, you can't get a state job, can't get a government job. You can't do anything. Man, you could get fined and get put in jail for it. So, and with the selective services, if we ever have a draft, you can get put into the draft. But my thing is, I look at it like if you're going to vote, which is a privilege, you need to have skin in the game. I find it preposterous that women could go.
All right. Now, look, see, that whole women shouldn't vote that's what I'm saying. The only reason why I can agree on that is because, they don't have enough skin in the game. It's like, all right, well, y'all are voting on low-key a leader that can choose where the entire direction of our country goes, but y'all don't got to go out there and fight if things go, bad. Y'all don't got to go out there and pick up a rifle to really do anything. So now, if you want to talk about skin in the game, I mean, they kind of do. Now, and this is where I'm going to give the counter argument is that, what about birthing the kids? What about providing, I don't know, the numbers to our army in our society? So they kind of do have skin in the game in that reference. But then again, most women don't want to be mothers no more. So, what are we doing with that?
Go ahead and pick our commander-in-chief, the guy that's in charge of the military, who appoints his secretary of defense, and they don't have any skin in the game. So I don't think they should have the right to vote. And the other reason, too, is women typically are single-issue voters. If you ask most women, why did you vote for Kamala? They're going to say, reproductive rights. It's like, dude, do you not see that we got a war on two fronts in Ukraine and Russia and then in Israel? Like, you want to vote so you can kill a fucking like that, but that's the problem. Like, women typically are single issue voters, which is problematic, and that's why we end up with liberals and women, men playing in women's sports. Like, this all comes from liberalism in general, and this crazy woke ideology. It was in a Trojan horse that was feminism. Feminism started the cultural shift because we allowed women all these rights and this equality, and then what ends up happening is they bring the people, the immigration, all this other shit with them. And then they come in under this idea of liberalism, like, we're all going to be able to fuck these girls. Yeah, birth control, feminism. But what ends up happening is women just increase their standards. This is why so many guys are sexless and not doing well with women. So, and then they brought the agenda with them, right? Because the gays were under the same umbrella.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I'm not mad at that, though. I'm not mad that women are making men increase their standards. They should. Men should increase their standards. I mean, if our women are now performing here, we should be able to rise above that performance like we did back in the day. But, well, I mean, hey, it's pretty easy to beat somebody without a job, right? So I'm not too mad.
It's feminism. And then what happened? We let the gays get married. The gays get married. Now we got them. Now we got this whole. That's why it's been going. It used to be LGBT. Now it's LGBTQ. And then we got these drag queens reading to kids. And that's the slippery slope when we allowed gay marriage. So, but it all comes from feminism. When you look at every societal problem we have, culturally especially, it comes from feminism.
Well, didn't it start out that way too?
Which way?
All the bad shit started with women.
Yeah. I mean,
all the way back from
biblical times.
Yeah. The garden.
Yeah, man. And I find it interesting that like every human society, whether, they were Asian or, Native Americans or African or Chinese or whatever, like they all understood instinctively that women need to be in subordinate positions under male authority. They all knew this. Without cell phones, without the internet, they all knew that these bitches shouldn't be leaders. So it's like crazy to me how it's crazy to me how we we've given them all this access. And this,
I've had close to the same ideal. I would just say, I'm like, a lot of women want to be leaders and highly successful people. And here's the thing, though, it's like women. There's like, bro, less than 20% of men are like that. If y'all think y'all gonna be the same, I mean, please go ahead and try to do better. But it's the same thing with y'all. By less than I would say 10%, only 10% of women can actually be in leadership positions. I'll say about 10%. I ain't saying that none of y'all can do it, but I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot more men that are ready for leadership positions than women. That's just what I've seen in the workforce. You can call that anecdotal experience. You don't have to put too much substance into it. But I would say 10% of the women that I've seen in leadership positions were actually qualified. I'm like, all right, you that girl, go girl, get it. But 90% of them were just most likely, well, what I've now learned were DEI hires.
Access has created problems because now we don't have families because women want to chase a career instead of chasing a man and a family. So it's led to a lot of problems. So I think with men, right, my view is I believe in the traditional family. I believe in a man being the leader, head of the household, supporting his woman. If women want to work and get an education, that's fine. But I think that should be elective. I don't think that she should be working from a mandatory perspective. It should be from an elective position. And if they do have kids, then fuck your job, bitch. Like, you're going to raise the kids, because a 2-parent household is the most productive way. And the mother being in the home prevents kids from doing stupid shit. So I don't think that women should work. I think men should be the providers and the leaders. And that means the guys got to step up too. You can't.
I mean, he's not wrong. Having a mom in the home or low key, as a dad works, mom being in the home, that did keep us out of a lot of BS. Bruh. Like, let's be real. Most of the stuff, and I'm probably mostly talking about guys who grew up below the poverty line like myself. Bro, when most of our parents were out there doing work and we had nobody at the house, that's when we did the most bullshit. That's when the most bullshit went down.
And be sitting here telling a woman, make me a sandwich, when you're going half on the bills, dude. It doesn't work that way. And I actually saw a clip of yours one time where you said you'll be damned if you let another man tell your woman what to do. I agree with that 100%. Like, I don't want no other guy telling my woman where she's got to be at what time or whatever. That's unacceptable. So yeah, I think men need to understand that there is a masculine burden performance. And if you want to be able to tell your girl what to do, you need to be the boss. And that means through action.
And I think women in general fit what you're saying, but there's a lot of women out there that want exactly what you're talking about.
Most of them do. Even the staunchest of feminists want guys like us that tell them, shut up, you're stupid. This is what we're going to do. Like, there was this viral video, I'll never forget it. This like pink-haired feminist, right, in LA, hair short, weird clothing, the typical liberal. He's like, yeah, so like I went on the date with this guy who's like a frat bro, which I wouldn't normally do. But like he paid for like the drinks, and he was like super assertive and dominant, and I kind of liked it. And I was like, yeah, you dumb. Because like your monkey brain tells you that you need a man to dominate you. That's like what women are inherently attracted to. It's attraction isn't a choice. And, even the most liberal women want a guy that can still dominate them. So feminism is a lie. It's a huge lie. And I think it's a destructive lie because it tells women to pursue a career, get money, but what they don't realize.
Let me ask the girls in the chat, because I've heard so many different things. I mean, from where I work and all. Hey, yo, girls. Y'all like a dominant guy, or y'all want an ass kisser? Let me know.
Is as you climb the ladder of success and more doors open for you in the professional world, doors close for you in the marital world.
Now I see why your show is popular. Anytime there's polarization, there's popular. there's popularity as well. You know, there's going to be a million people saying you're an asshole, and there's going to be a million people saying I love this guy.
Okay. I mean, he's kind of an asshole, but he's cooking though. It's like I could kind of see both ways with Myron. It's like, and I'll be honest, like I'm not really a guy who really agrees all the way through with his dating advice, but I'm hearing where it's coming from, and it is coming from a place of, well, he wants you to self-improve. He wants you to be an actual man and be stoic and practice stoicism and all that good stuff. So I understand where it's coming from, but sometimes the way he packages it, the way he messages it, throws people the hell off. Oh, guys, and make sure to double tap that screen and like the video. Appreciate the support. And remember, you can super chat any question, comments, jokes, $2 and up. Read it out loud and post to the top of the chat. Let's go, guys. All right, man. Good stream. So
that's my views on relationships and women and the family and
Well, I happen to agree with, in my opinion, man. You know, it's a man's job to provide. Now, provide and protect.
Yep.
And then I think it's also a woman's job to support and nurture. Meaning, you know, I always say, look, dude, there's evidence, like scientific evidence. Women are supposed to be taking care of the kids. They're walking around with the feeder bags attached to them. We don't have feeder bags. That it's like, well, you got some. Why don't you feed them? No, dude, you got the feeders. Feed them. Like that tells you naturally they're supposed to take care of them. But a lot of guys nowadays, they're like you said, these 50-50 people. And dude, like when I hear about them and see them, I'm like, I'm trying to educate them. Like
I'll say the first thing. I remember this whole 50-50 argument came around. I always said, look, if you're in your early 20s, like 19 years old, but you should, as a female, but you should not expect your boyfriend to be paying all the bills. But you should expect your boyfriend to have the ambition, the goal, the ideas, the passion to one day be able to pay 100% of the bills. He should have that drive in him. If his drive is to sit there and be 50-50 with you for the rest of your life, I'm sorry, but you have chose a bitch ass nigga. Or just a weak guy. I'll just say that.
Consider myself like old fashioned that way, but you know, you're from another generation. He's from another one. This kid's only like 22.
Oh shit.
Now again,
your generation is cooked, bro.
Well, dude, most of those age guys think that I ain't paying for no girl, and it's like, bro, trust me, man. It's supposed to be where we take care of the females.
Yeah.
And the children.
Bro, and I never did understand that. Like, even with the whole red pill concept coming out, we're gonna stop taking women. We're gonna stop taking wait, are you gonna stop taking care of women? What, we're gonna stop holding the door? What, we're gonna stop paying for dinners? I mean, like, bro, how does this look? This doesn't look too good. It kind of sounds like, oh, well, the women are stop being women, so we should stop being men. I'm like, so you're telling me we should sink to their level? I mean, when have men ever did that? We're supposed to be the leaders. We're supposed to rise above it. Even if they fall below their standard, we keep at ours.
There's a bit of a culture shift, though. I do see a lot of guys like, because, you know, this was like the biggest turnout of young people.
If she want to be a bitch, who cares, bro? You continue to be a gentleman. That's what men do.
Voting Republican ever, which is why a big reason why Trump brought TikTok back. So I would say that you guys are more based on like my generation of millennials. Like my generation was all on like pro-Obama, you know, pro-Bernie. We're going to go ahead.
Yeah, but that's what caused the problems.
Exactly. It did. I agree.
You've heard the whole saying, hard times create, you know, and then the soft times and all that.
Hard times create strong men, and then
strong men create good times.
Yep.
And then good times create weak men.
Yep.
And then weak men create hard times.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a cycle.
It is.
So, and I used to remember like bell bottoms, you know, and now they're starting to come back. And I remember even when I was a kid, people say it always comes back. I'm like, no way. Yeah, and it's like, you know,
I mean, just like loose jeans, they always come back. And thank God. It's like as soon as Trump started running for president, as soon as he won the presidency, it's like all masculine clothing came back.
I used to wear double-breasted suits, like back when I thought I was fly. Double-breasted suits. I told myself I'd never not wear double-breasted. I'd never wear the kind that aren't double-breasted. And then double-breasted went away, and I went to the other ones, and now I see people wearing double. That's coming back.
Yeah.
But again, it's just it cycles.
Yeah.
But I think inherently, dude, from biblical days.
Yep.
The women are supposed, and I don't think
every major religion it like looks at women as like the, you know, supposed to support their man, and the man is the head of the household. Judaism, Islam, Christianity, I don't know about Hinduism, but every major Abrahamic religion, the women are the subordinates.
Yeah, but again, I mean, and I think when you say like, you know, these bits,
I mean, let's be real, it kind of just looks like all the religious people just look at nature and was like, all right, yep, guys in charge. Yeah, hey, the animals practice it. Who are we? Who are we to go against nature?
And shit like
hey, nature always wins in the end.
That's where they get all butthurt.
Of course, yeah.
They get all butthurt because of the way you're saying it. But the truth is, I say it a little bit differently. I don't like say the bitches because then they get all butthurt.
Of course,
yeah. But I say the ladies, you need to take care of them. You need to treat them like the queens that they are. Yeah. But I'm talking about the good ones.
Yeah,
because there's some bitches out there. Yeah. They're not good. They're using, they're lying, they're cheating, they're stealing, they're scandalous.
Most women nowadays, man, if I'm going to be honest, and this is why marriage is such a.
And most women out here acting like Eddie Guerrero's theme song is like they lie, they cheat, and they steal. It's like, God damn, you a real criminal, baby girl. But I'm gonna be real with you. In my eyes, what I see, most women are actually pretty good women. Like, yes, you're gonna fall into some knuckleheads, and I ain't gonna lie, that's probably your fault, and depending on where you met her at. I mean, bro, there's some places where you meet women where you gotta expect for them to be a damn knucklehead. And there's some places where you meet women where most likely they're gonna have a head on their shoulders. I'm just saying, they're like, we kind of walk ourselves into these situations with bad women, myself included.
A tricky and dangerous proposition for modern men.
It's not a good deal.
It's not a good deal for you at all. Though I do believe in a nuclear family, I do believe in an institution of marriage. I think the only way a man can navigate things and get married nowadays is you got to get married where the state isn't involved. Because once you get the state involved, now she's incentivized to divorce you and, get alimony and child support and everything else like that. So, do you see what's going on with Ashley St. Clair on Twitter? Like, she's like this conservative creator. And, Elon Musk was like ignoring her for a bit. This was going viral a couple of days ago.
Oh, guys, do me a favor, man. Double tap that screen and like the video, man. I appreciate the support. Let's keep it going. And if you have any questions, comments, jokes, send in $2 and up. I'll go ahead and read it out loud, react to it, and post it to the top of the chat. Well, not top of the chat, but the top of the screen. Appreciate the support, guys. All right, let's go.
And now she's trying to get custody of the kid, and that obviously will give her a lot of financial leverage. So the family courts are not designed for men to win. So I think men have to be very cautious what women they line themselves up with. And then let's be honest here. Most women are fairly promiscuous. I would argue most women probably have more bodies than the average man. So because women have more access thanks to Instagram, dating apps, etc., women have more sexual access than ever before. So it's created a very problematic and turbulent.
And here's the thing: I always do feel bad for women because women have this strange illusion that the most average dude is out here busting it down, out here getting it on a nightly basis if he wanted to. And I'm just like, sweetheart, you don't even like him. What makes you think other women are liking him? It's like, bro, these women have an illusion of the lifestyle the average man lives. It's like, bro, the average man do not have as much options as the average woman. Therefore, yes, nowadays, due to the dating pool or the dating options that we have, yeah, women are stacking up bodies. Like, bro, by the time a dude has their first bodies, your crush probably done stacked up at least 3 or 4. And that's just the honest truth, unless y'all high school sweethearts. In that case, God bless you.
Dating market that men need to navigate very cautiously, especially if you got some status or money.
So first, your recommendation to get some chicks is to get a little money, get a little status.
So I have 5 things I can say. So what I think is for a guy before he gets married, I'll go from least controversial to most controversial, is be 35 years old, right? Be 35 years old or older, right? Now, there's obviously nuance here. If you got your shit together or whatever and you're 33, whatever. But typically I'd say be at least 35 years old, be in shape, make 6 figures a year, bare minimum, have 6 months to 1 year of savings. And then the last one, which all the conservatives.
That's just an essential. I'm sorry, but like, it's okay. I mean, some of y'all may be like, damn, 6 figures. Yeah, okay, I get that point. But 6 months of savings. I mean, come on now.
Get mad at me for saying this, like the Ben Shapiro's and shit. Have sex with 50 women. Now, I know people are going to say, whoa, why? Well, the reason why is because most guys end up getting controlled because of their need for sex. True. And what women do is...
I mean, let's be real, though. And I'm going to be honest with you, though. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Women prey on the fact that y'all rarely get sex. I mean, and I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, they do that. They prey on the fact that they know, oh, well, if I ain't giving it to him, this man's going to go with sex without months. And they know it. And you know it. So that's why you low-key capitulate to your girl every time, because you are coming from a scarcity mindset. And your girl's going to manipulate you and play you on it. I mean, as she should. I mean, come on now. You're bending over backwards for the P, and all she got to do is threaten to withdraw it. Hey, you give what did the man say? Women become bad people when you give them all the leverage. It's like that.
The female sexual strategy is, I'm going to leverage sex against you for compliance. Oh, you want sex? You got to go ahead and take out the trash. I'll be fucking damned if a woman's going to tell me to do anything. Bitch, you take out the trash, you know? So that's like my duty is to protect and provide, right? If it's nighttime, then I'll do it. Don't worry. But I use that just as an example. But the point is that I don't want men being in a situation where they're getting with a girl and she's controlling him or has him wrapped around her finger because of sexual access, because he's not thinking straight now. So I want guys to kind of almost be desensitized to sex to a degree where your girlfriend can no longer leverage it against you and you always have the frame.
Well, don't they realize that it's everywhere?
And I'm here with you, and this is the downside, because Myron always says this, but there's a downside about that. I mean, look, and it's really gonna hurt your feelings, but you're gonna find out who's the real manipulators are. And here's the funniest part. Like, a lot of women won't mess with you because they can't manipulate you. Yes, a lot of women will sit there and be like, yeah, I can't manipulate them with the P, so I don't even want to mess with them. And I get it. I mean, they can't use their most powerful weapon against you. Cool. Now, there are some women that aren't like that. I mean, okay, look, I'm gonna say a lot of women aren't like that, but there are a few women that will sit there and low-key not mess with you because they can't manipulate you. It is what it is. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's funny because like when I bring girls on my show, right, I have this delusion calculator, right, where I put in what age do you want to be, how much money do you want to make a year, what race, whatever. And this calculator I have, it's one of our supporters made it. It's probably one of the most accurate assessment of men in the United States because it goes off the U.S. Census Bureau, the Census Bureau, National Health Survey, etc. And it's always the same: 6 feet, $100,000 plus per year. You know, not obese, not married. Cool. Always ends up being less than 1% of the population. And then I say, okay, well, what do you bring to the table for that guy? Because obviously this is a commodity. And they say the typical shit. I'm smart. I'm funny. I can cook and clean. And I'm like, okay, let's play an experiment. I have like 10 girls at the table. And I told them all, put 10 fingers up. And they'll put 10 fingers up. And I'm like, okay, we're going to start with you, Mindy. And I want you to tell me one redeeming factor, one redeeming thing about yourself that a man would want. Oh, I'm nice. Cool. She takes one finger down like this, right? And then all the other girls that are nice have to take a finger down. So I go through the entire thing. And by the end of it, all their fingers are down. What does that mean? All of you bitches bring the same thing to the table. So I find it absolutely incredible how women a lot of the times are very normal, very average, but they're ordinary, but they want an extraordinary man. And it just doesn't line up. And then I tell her, like, the other cold hard truth: if you get a guy that makes this kind of money, that, is an entertainer and makes a significant amount of money or is attractive or whatever.
I have to say this now, because when he does that game and he says, all right, girls, now go ahead and put down your hands if you do this as a woman. And yeah, a lot of these girls be proving how basic they are. But then again, also wonder too, I'm like, all right, how much of y'all actually lying? Like, you're just saying this because, oh, well, what girl's not going to say she's nice? What girl's not going to say she can cook? What girl's not going to say she can't suck the D? I was like, bro, come on now. No girl's going to sit there and lower her stock in front of other women. It's kind of just asinine to even think they would do it. Unless they're just a true asshole. Unless that girl's like a real bitch, then I don't see it happening.
You're going to probably have to share them. What do you mean? He better not cheat on me. Well, you just established through this experiment that you're not that much different from these other women. So can you really demand monogamy from a man? Now, with that said, I know this might ruffle some traditional conservatives here that, are listening in. But the reality is most men are only going to be as faithful as their options. So I tell women, if you want a high value man, you're going to have to deal with high value problems a lot of times. So this is just an uncomfortable reality. Now, are there guys out there that are super successful that are going to be monogamous? Sure. I don't have a problem with that. And I actually encourage guys to be monogamous if they want to be. But my thing is, I just want the man to be able to decide that, because most guys are monogamous out of necessity, not because they want to do it. It's because, they say, happy wife, happy life. My good wife has.
I mean, here's the thing, though. You can say that about women as well. I mean, bro, let's say this, man. And it's a sad thing to say, but most guys who say they're loyal to their wife, put them in front of the bad girl, but put them in front of a woman that's really attractive, that's gonna go. I mean, and what I mean by go, I mean that's one to have sex with them. Guarantee you they forget their wife's name. Okay, never mind. I ain't gonna say they forget their wife's name, but trust me, they're gonna be thinking some crazy things. So, and I'll say the same thing for women. I would say, bro, you put the right, 6-foot chiseled guy in front of a woman, and she gonna forget that she has a husband. It's on both sides. Hey, that's why it's best to be your very best self. I mean, hey man, you might as well be the guy that she wants instead of the guy that instead of the settlement, instead of the settle. You don't want to be the settle. You want to be the guy or the woman he or she actually wants. All right, you get what I'm saying? Right, great. Because if you're a fat wife and then there's a fine, slim, thick thing trying to throw it at your husband, what you think your husband is going to do? Oh, he's going to uphold the sanctity of our marriage. Oh, nope. He cheating. Women, guys, oh, with your fat ass, you think she gonna go out there and see Mr. Tall and Chisel? What do you think she's doing? Oh, she's gonna be whole. She's gonna be faithful to me like a good wife. Nope. I mean, most likely not.
Location, ooh. And they're like literally just, you know, being a pussy, and they're just following her lead. No, I want the guy to be like, bitch, I could replace you anytime, but I'm choosing not to. And I think that's when the relationship has the best dynamic. When the woman is in a submissive role, she respects the man, she looks up to him, she fears her man, not for violence, but rather that he can replace her with another woman. And that's how it works. Women are terrible people, absolutely fucking terrible people when they have the leverage in a relationship. They don't know how to act with their power. They really don't. It's the man that's got to have the power. Because, and I'll tell you why. The reason why the man has to have the power is because we're less likely to leave them. We're not going to break up with them. We're not going to divorce them. There's a whole phrase, it's cheaper to keep her, right? Men rarely end relationships. It's the women that end the relationships. And not only do women end the relationships, statistically speaking, 80% of the time, they also are far more likely to get bored, want to experiment, whatever. So you need to be the one where she always has the emotional stimuli because of you, because she feels like she doesn't have you 100%. That's the only way to maintain a girl and keep her in your frame. So all these guys that sit here and say, oh yeah, happy wife, happy life, or I do everything for my girl and everything, that's why she cheats on your dumbass, because you follow her lead. So
it might be more than just that, but that is
of
definitely
course, that's the basics for maintaining arousal and attraction. But
yeah, well, there's some guys that like they don't know how to fuck right. They're not like relationships like get old.
Yeah,
you know, and plus they don't know how to do it right. Plus they're not considerate. Plus.
And they're going half and half, and they're fat, and they're a pussy, and they don't stand up to the wife. There's a multitude of different things.
But women generally, you know, speaking, I would agree. I think they like a man that is in control. Like they want a man to be a man. They don't want a man to be some sort of little whiny, you know, what do you want, honey?
Yep.
But on the other hand, I also think there's a lot of guys out there that think they got these great chicks, and those chicks ain't as great as you think they are.
Oh yeah, no, they're not. And that's
why they're probably sucking the neighbor's dick when you're not there, when you're not looking. And they won't even tell you, bro.
Yeah.
Like you think you got the one that ain't doing shit. And in reality, she's just really good at hiding that shit.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I tell guys, one of the biggest things I say, if you're seeing a girl, date her for at least 6 months to a year before you make her your girlfriend. You need to vet her out. Like you need to be completely, you know, one of the things you can do is like, you know, because what I always tell guys is date her for a year. Don't ask her to be your girlfriend. Let her ask, right? Women are pussies. They're never going to say, can you be my boyfriend? They're going to say that question. What are we? Right. And that's when you pop the question. Well, you know, you want to be my girlfriend? I'm a hard guy to be with. Give me your phone. Ooh. And if she doesn't unlock it and give it to you, you already know what time it is. So
period.
You know,
folks, better pay attention to that shit. Yeah. I don't care what anyone says. I'll argue that till the day is long.
100%.
Some girl hides her phone, dude. You already know.
Yep. Because nowadays,
no, I just don't want anybody.
Oh God, it's like you already know it's the time, Sean. It's either she's hiding something, or you know, she's either hiding options, hiding boyfriend, husband. Or, hey, man, that girl be on the move, man. She be on the move.
In it. This is my personal. I don't know why. I just don't like people in my stuff. Bullshit, bitch. You're cheating.
Exactly. And you know, people might sit there and say, oh, well, Myron, that's really insecure. Brad, that's really insecure. Well, you know what? Who's more insecure? The individual that could tell a woman, these are my standards and my requirements. You can take it or leave it. Or the guy that's too scared to tell her.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and enlighten y'all, right? See, this is what a lot of women got to understand about this whole fresh and fit thing. Y'all like to bring up the point of, oh, he just brings on the OF girls and he frames them as us. And I'm like, you know what? I see where y'all get that thinking from. But here's the problem, though. You got to understand that most of these women look up to these city girls. Like, that's what y'all got to realize. Most of these women look up to the same women that are on that fresh and fit panel. I know they're stupid at 304s, but a lot of women look up to these stupid 304s. All parts of the country, rural area, like they could be Christian, Muslim, don't matter. There's a lot of people who listen to these girls on TikTok. There's a lot of people who pay attention to what these girls do on Instagram. It's like, bro, it's an influence thing. So when he bring these women on, it's kind of letting y'all know, like, yo, this is where a lot of these women are getting their thinking from. These are who a lot of these women look up to. And that's the real message here. And shout out to my man, Don's, because I damn near left myself off the screen the whole time y'all ain't tell me. But all right, man. Let's go, Don's. What's good, my brother?
Well, speaking of 304s that girls look up to, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj,
Mm,
Megan the Stallion.
mm.
Just
I'm
saying.
Oh God, and that's just on the black side. I mean, there's a good amount of like on the
Oh
white
no,
side.
there's
Yeah,
a lot on the white side.
man. So it's just like, bro, when Myron kind of brings up these women, like a lot of women y'all gotta understand this is who now. If you're an older woman, this is not your generation. We're talking about my generation down, and I'm 29. So we're talking about a lot of women my age are going down. Look up to these women.
Speaking
That's
of women's, a woman I'll call 304, even though some people disagree with me, but I feel like she honestly uses her relationships as material for her songs. Taylor Swift.
that boy. That boy
I
James
will,
hilarious.
I will dig the knife in on that chick.
Man.
But as far as relationships go, so there's a couple issues with relationships in general, okay? So if you don't set your foot down as a man and you don't have particular roles in a relationship, then everything goes awry, right? Like if the guy's going out and work it, I'm sorry, feminists, gender roles exist and they're there for a reason. Cry about it. If the guy's going out and working, he's paying the bills, he's being the primary breadwinner, you're at home, you don't have kids yet. Yeah, you need to cook and clean.
I mean, like, duh.
That's kind of the agreement there. He takes care of the bills, make sure you get the things that you need and or want. You cook and you clean the house. Yeah, he's going to do the dirty work. He'll mow the grass, take the trash out, clean the bathroom if you don't feel comfortable with it, probably. Some guys do that. My dad does it for my mom. You know, stuff like that.
I get that one. But
yeah, so like and that's part of gender roles. Now when you have a kid in the picture, you know, the guy's out there working, you're taking care of the kids. Yeah, he's still working really hard and yeah, you may have to cook and clean, but if he sees you're struggling, you know, instead of being like, you don't do nothing, you don't do shit around the house, you know what I mean? And automatically starting confrontation, maybe be like, hey, I'm struggling taking care of the kids and doing all the housework.
I mean, but then you gotta think about it, because you know, it's funny though. I do think a lot of women, like, they complain, but they also see at the same time. I mean, they see they dude working hard. They wish they dude could help. But I think women, they just like to voice their opinions sometimes, or just voice their concerns. And us guys is like, bro, it kind of sucks for us because we don't really get that they're just trying to voice their concern
and I feel like there's a right and wrong way to go about it.
No, but
instead
yeah,
of saying your man doesn't do shit, communicate.
Yeah, exactly. Because, and here's the thing though, a lot of women got to understand, like, if you're gonna voice that to us, we're problem solvers. You tell something's wrong as our woman, we're automatically going to try to solve it. We see it as a problem, we're going to try to solve it. You may not see it
if
as
you're
a problem.
saying you're having a hard time mopping the floors
But
every day, I'm buying you an electric mop. If you're saying the vacuum isn't doing well enough, I'll go out and I'll buy an expensive vacuum. If you say, hey, it's hard to do dishes all the time, I'll go out and I'll buy a fucking dishwasher. Like, that's part of being a man, and part of your job as a wife is to communicate this shit instead of flipping out on him and saying he doesn't do shit. And that's a turnoff for guys. Guys immediately shut you down when they hear that shit. I personally have with my exes.
Damn. All right, Don. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and keep it pushing on that one because you did cook for the whole 3 minutes, my man. All right, big dog. Hey, man. Oh, yeah, have a good night. I think you say you're about to head out after this one.
Yeah, I'm going to head out after this one.
All right, big dog.
I got to get up in the morning.
Lower standards because he's going to lose her. I would argue that motherfucker is more insecure because he doesn't know where he stands with her. I would argue, you know, do you tell a prestigious law firm, you guys are insecure because you don't want to hire me? No. Do you tell the FBI, you're insecure because you're making me do a polygraph test and fill out all this paperwork? No. They're prestigious agencies. You have to have, you know, follow their rules and regulations and standards so that you can go ahead and get the benefit of being affiliated with them. Same thing with women. I look at women as you're the employer and they're the employee. They need to work for you and they need to come with certain standards. These bitches need to bring resumes and these guys will take whatever they can get. If you hire anyone, they're not going to take the job seriously. And I think with women, like men needs to be vigilant with this stuff. Like it's not insecure or controlling for you to say, give me your phone. I would argue it means you're very secure because you don't give a fuck what she's going to say. And on top of that, you're in control. You're not controlling, you're in control. And if she doesn't want to give it, fine, break up with her.
I mean, low key though, that's it. I think a lot of guys are afraid to do that because they know what the fuck it is. I mean, bro, a lot of you guys are literally afraid to look your girl in the eye and be like, yo, just give me your phone. And because you know, as soon as she goes like, no, what's going on? What you been listening to? You know what it is, dog. Just go and pack your stuff up and leave, G. Just pack your stuff up and leave. Don't even try. I know you're gonna try to rationalize it in your head and all that dumb stuff, but don't. It's time for you to move along, my brother. It's time for you to move along.
But
what if you're married?
That is why it's so important to not get the state involved, so that you can walk away at any time.
See, I've said that for years, and I get freaking a rash of shit.
Because we live in a feminized world where guys are sitting here saying "happy wife, happy life." And another thing, I don't think men I don't live with my girl. I don't think I think it's a bad idea to live with women. I think it makes you weak and soft. Now, if you have kids, obviously, you know, a couple days a week you want to be there. But I think living. Yeah, because you're a supporter, man.
I thought you said you believe in the nuclear family.
I do believe in a nuclear family.
Well, that doesn't sound like a nuclear family.
I wouldn't sleep there every night, and the reason why I'd have it because I think because you still got to maintain the attraction with the woman, right? So like I got a girl now, right? We've been together for a bit. She doesn't live in the same place as me because I think women end up making you soft because like. All right, I'm just gonna say, women are fucking lazy. Hang out with me, yeah, have ice cream, watch Netflix with me, and then what ends up happening is you just become softer and softer and softer, and you know you start doing what she wants to do because women always look for comfort. That's why they love luxury so much. So
yeah, but
see, I will give him that one. I will give him that one. Now, I mean, the times I've worked hardest in my life is when I've lived by myself. I'll be quite honest with you. When a woman is not around me, I work harder. I'll just be quite honest with you. When the girl's in the room right there and she just chilling all like that, it makes me want to go in there and chill. She's over there the one talking about what we watching tonight, where we going, and all this good stuff. If it wasn't for the old girl, I'd be in here working the whole damn time trying to figure out new ways to get rich. It's like that's just what I'd be doing. So I kind of get it. I really do get what he's saying when low-key guys probably shouldn't live with their girls because it kind of you lose your edge, man. You lose your edge. You stop working out as much. You're not trying as hard. And I mean, your testosterone kind of lowers a little bit. It's kind of crazy. It's crazy.
Sometimes, dude, that's fun shit.
Sure.
I want to.
But if you were truly in love with a woman and she respects you and y'all work real well together, there's nothing wrong with living together as long as she's pushing you to be your best every day and not pulling you towards comfort every day.
I want to sit on the couch and watch a movie and get my kids running around. But I'm a true nuclear family.
Yeah.
Now, again, if my wife said you can't look at my phone, she wouldn't be my wife very
You
long.
also come from a different era. Like women were cut a bit different from that era versus now. Like the girls now, man, are fucking scandalous. Dude.
Yeah, but my wife's only like 20. No, I'm just joking.
Oh, really? Okay.
She was when I met her.
Okay.
I've been married a few times. I have 7 kids from 4 different women because, in high school I had sex once, boom, popped out a kid.
Oh, shit.
And then it was too irresponsible. And then when I was 19, tried it again, boom, popped out a kid. So 2 times 2 kids.
Oh, shit.
And then I got married, had 2 kids. And then she was beautiful Middle Eastern girl. And I thought Middle Eastern women were a little bit, submissive and kind of followed along with,
as long as they're not Americanized,
with the man's the boss, right?
Yeah.
Well, she wanted to be the boss, couldn't handle it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh man, I know exactly what he went through. Like, okay, look, I used to deal with a liberally challenged woman who low-key kind of did want to be the boss, and I wasn't really going for it, but I'd humor her. I'd let her do certain things. And it kind of irritated me because she would say she'd want to be this boss girl. She'd want to start making decisions, this, that, and the third. But she always run back to me. It'd always be, oh, well, I need help with this. Or, oh, I need you to make a decision on that. And I'm just going like, what the hell? You might as well let me handle the whole damn thing. You might as well let me bend. Like, bro, what's this 50-50 leadership bullshit you want to do if you're running back to me? And now it's just what? It's only when you want to do it. What? When it's easy? It's like, nah. It's either I'm getting 100%. Or nothing. Is there getting 100% of the authority or the leadership or none? And I'm just up out of here. Yeah, really, you just can't half-ass it. That's what I've learned. Anything in life you half-ass just won't work out well.
Right?
From
Egypt.
Oh, Masri. Okay.
Anamarati Masri is what I used to say. But again, very hardworking, very loyal, and like she was great, but we went like this.
Too dominant, too masculine.
Oh, guys, if you have any questions, comments, jokes, disagreements, super chat it in, $2 and up. I'll go ahead and read it out loud and post it to the top of the screen, man. I appreciate the support, just like my man Don's. Yeah, just like that. There you go.
She wanted me home, and every Sunday we went to the family's house, and it's like, dude, I got football and shit. And she's like, nope. And if I didn't do it, it was hell to pay.
Shit, yeah.
And it was like, at one point in time, I said to her, because I tried everything. At one point in time, I said, listen, we're going to have to figure this out. And she goes, or what? And I said, well, we're going to have to get a divorce or something. And she goes, you don't have the balls.
Oh, wow.
That was all I took, because I knew right there, you don't respect me. And that's the fucking problem.
Yep.
You don't respect me. And if they don't respect you, dude, I would walk away without kids. I don't care.
I mean, and that's what it's all about. I always just say, man, you can keep the love, man. Look, love second, but I need the respect first, though. It's like, hey, man, look. And here's the thing. I mean, the love comes with the respect. Or I'm sorry, but the respect comes with the love. It's like you gotta have respect first, in anybody's eyes for them to even show you any type of real love. Like dead ass. If people don't respect you, they'll mistreat you, and that's just period point blank. They'll underestimate you. Period point blank.
I would cut it off. I'd still be nice. I'd still be friends. I'd still co-parent.
Cordial.
I'm not saying rip the family apart. I'm saying,
that man, he ain't had the balls to leave her. And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of y'all are probably in that position. You don't got the balls to leave whatever bad situation you're in. It be with a girl, best friend, job, whatever.
Move next door, but cut the ties.
There you go. What I do.
Yeah, but just cut the ties, man. You have to have that. I call it masculinity. Like you gotta own that shit. So it's sad. Why? Well, because now someone else is fucking her. And, who cares? You know how many women there are in the world?
Yeah.
Bro.
And guess what? I've never had a worse one. It seems like the next one is always the best one.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, but I also on the other hand, I also like that nuclear family. I like when I get out of here, if you said, hey, dude, I got a bunch of chicks, you want to go with me? I'd be one of those people everyone calls a simp, because no, dude, I'd rather go home, hang out with the kids and talk to my wife and just watch TV and eat ice cream and do dumb shit.
Yeah.
But I'm also up at the gym. Why? Well, because, dude, you can't get fat and lazy. I did that too. And guess what? It is not the right way to go.
Yeah, and obviously, your success speaks for itself. So, you can tell your wife, no, I'm not going to do it, right? Because you got your bearings on right. But a lot of guys, I need to give them this remedial level advice to kind of keep them from fucking up, right? Because a lot of guys, when they live with a girl, they live with a girl and they do dumb shit.
He's sprung right now.
Oh man,
you are sprung, son.
Oh,
dude, I wish you guys saw this dude off camera. 20-year-old sprung like a fool. But hey, again, you got to live and you learn sometimes.
Well, yeah. What I've noticed with the men is,
and I ain't gonna lie, that's why I'm gonna have to criticize Myron on this. When he was coming at Kais and Nat, oh, you're dumb for dating this whore and all this good stuff. I was like, bro, he's young. Bro's in his early 20s. Let the man make some damn mistakes. We all have in our early 20s. We was messing with these dumb hoes. So let him make some mistakes. Yes, he has money, but so we're making the same mistakes with less money. Let the man make his mistakes. He'll come out of it just fine, like we all did.
They're not receptive to this information I'm giving until they typically get hurt, because, they always think I got the one, or they get one-itis or whatever, and shout out to my guy, Roland Tomas. He talks about this in The Rational Male, but men typically don't go looking for this type of information and getting this awareness until they've been hurt in some way. So they got to be receptive to the information, because to some normie listening to me, they might look at me like, this guy's fucking radical. What's going on here? But, the reality with attraction isn't nice, and it's not politically correct. And going back to the respect thing, I 100% agree with that. The only way women respect you is they need to know that they can be replaced. I have a famous line. I say, women only get in line when they know you have other.
And girls, if you got any disagreements, I'll be happy to hear from y'all. Shoot, we got the link in the Discord, not in the Discord. We got the link in the post. So in the community tab, or now it's called the post tab. But yes, we got a link in the post tab. Go and click the link. You can hop on. I'll give you a little 3 minutes to get whatever you want off. I'll be happy. Hey, I'd be delighted to hear from y'all. All right, let's go.
Other women in line. That's the only way to keep them there. So
I've heard the best way to get over one is to get under one.
Exactly. So,
but it goes the same with women. If I talk to a female and she says, oh, the guy's beating my ass. Again, I don't believe you should ever fucking physically
if
You're
you're
supposed to
beating
be
your girl, you
protecting them.
already yeah. If you're beating your girl, you lost. That's an L because she should be scared of losing you.
Period.
She shouldn't be scared of you hitting her. You don't need
Yeah,
violence to
Oh God, it's like your girl should be afraid of you walking out the door, not raising your damn hand. It's like that's just what? It's like, yes, I'm gonna say it again. Your girl should be afraid of you walking out the door, not raising your damn hand.
Physical is no go. Like
Yeah.
to me, if you're beating your woman, dude, you're a bitch. So at the end of the day, other than beating your woman, you should. You said it perfectly, dude. She should be afraid of you leaving her. Period. But women should same thing though. Women have the same thing, dude. They've got the most.
They have more. So
they got the power because they got the warm.
So this is how, they got the vagina. This is how I look at it, right? Like women, like if you play chess, right? The queen can move in any space, in any direction, as many spaces they want. But if the queen dies, the game isn't over. And the better part is you can get another pawn to the other side and turn that into a queen. So
that's right.
They're disposable.
Everybody better pay attention because I ask people all the time that question. I say, what's the most powerful piece on the chessboard? They're like, queen. Not true. They're like, what do you mean? It can move anywhere. It can do anything because of the king. If the king's gone, the game's over. If the fucking queen's gone, you go get a pawn down, get another queen.
You can literally get another queen because you get.
I mean, damn, you gotta think about life like that. It's like, hey, man, you may lose that queen in life, but look, man, you can find you get you a nice little pawn, move it to across the board. Now you got you a new queen. So you can find 2 pawns. But if you play the game right, move it across the board. Now you got yourself 3. Now you got yourself 2 queens. Man, you're damn near cheating chess. Or cheating life with 2 queens.
Get another pawn to the other side. So I say that analogy so men understand that, like, at face value, women look like they have all this power because they're able to move in any direction because of their beauty or whatever. But the reality is that you're the king and you're the one that if you go down, the game's over. And that's another thing too with men and me making this content is like men don't understand that like they need to be the leaders. They need to value themselves because men chronically undervalue themselves while women chronically overvalue themselves. That's what I've noticed. So guys got to know their worth. I've always said it. There's nothing more dangerous than a man that understands his worth because if a man understands his worth and he knows he's a catch, he's going to demand something of these women. And quite frankly, they're going to love you more for it. That's where the respect comes in because you're demanding something of them. And women rarely get that. Most guys, like, they're simping on them. Like, oh, I love you, please. So they're used to this, like, pussy behavior. So if a guy treats himself like a king and understands that these are disposable because they really are, they'll do a lot better because women treat us as disposable, right? They'll have a guy on their phone as Uber Eats, have another guy as fucking taxi, another guy as phone bill. Like women have no problem with putting us in compartmentalized roles where they can extract value from us. How many guys are in a friend zone and women do use them all the time? But it's very rare where men have the leverage and they're the one where she's chasing his validation, and you get that only by knowing your worth.
Especially again, people think well, like my age, I'm 56 now. People are like, well, dude, you better watch out because you won't be able to get chicks. Dude, I don't give a fuck if you're 60. Yeah. Dude, I don't care if you're 70. If you're keeping yourself in shape, you're financially successful.
I'm weak as hell. He's like, shout out my man James Poe. Like, glad we found a second host for nighttime. Welcome. God damn it, James. God damn it. I've been here. Hey, man. But if you are new to the channel, man, hey, yo, my name is S.E.T with S.E.T and Key Media. And make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. So go ahead and double tap that screen, hit the 3 dots up there in the corner, because trust me, we do this every night. And after this video, don't worry, we can get right back to that political talk. All right.
You can get a million of them and whatever age you want. Now, currently my wife, when I met her, I think I was 40 and she was 21. I didn't plan on marrying her.
Spread.
I planned on freaking doing her for a little while. I wasn't ever going to get married again. I was done with that shit. I already got married once. I'm not going to do it again. And, she was just so cool and chill and different. Like she didn't bitch. She didn't complain. She did respect. She wanted to be home. She did everything right. But someone asked the other day, well, there's not a lot of women like that in the world. Yes, there is. I think if you find the happy medium, you'll be okay. But no matter how old you are, there's no age involved.
Yeah.
Other than even 90, but I'll bet you anything, a 90 successful in shape motherfucker could still go out and get a female.
I'm glad that you said that because one of the things I get a lot of times when I do consultations is guys tell me, hey man, my family's pressuring me to get married. I'm 40 and I'm still single and they're pressuring me. And I tell them all the time, motherfucker, you're not a woman. You're not under the same time constraints as her. You don't have a biological time clock. Like you can wait. They can't. Never let a woman's biological time clock dictate when you get married or when you want to commit. So, because men, contrary to popular belief, men age like wine if they do the work. We go to the gym, we get our money on point, you're fine. But women, on the other hand, they age like fucking milk. So you can absolutely attract young, hot women later in your life. And most women want that. They want a guy 10, 15, 20 years older than them. They'll never admit that, though, because it comes off as, unflattering, but they want it. That's what they want.
Okay. All right, man. Shout out Myron Gaines. But